Good afternoon, friends and fellow travelers. It's Brandon, and today I am on another solo adventure, starting out at Pipestone National Monument in Pipestone, Minnesota, close to South Dakota. I'm right by the visitor center. Just a field next to me here. So far, this is my first stop today. We're also going to go over to Sioux Falls and explore the Falls Park and see what Sioux Falls has to offer. So there's kind of a loop trail we're gonna do. And then we're gonna go into the visitor center here and take a peek and see what they have. And then we will walk that loop trail. It's also a nice picnic area that I saw. Dogs are allowed here. That's interesting for an NPS site. Looking around here in the museum. Nice video going. They also have a film that they are getting ready to start in the next room.
When we talked about the energy about
Interesting. Pipestone from the prairie. I want you to lift the bucket. Oh wow. 700.
We have a lot of respect for the and our people.
How much time it takes to leave this size?
So it was an interesting, very informative visitor center with lots of information about the actual stone, the process of making pipe from the stone. So pipestone, the stone here, it's essentially a quarry. The Native Americans used this stone here to make pipes from it. So very interesting. Sustaining the sacred. It's pretty out there. Looking out into the plains is right by South Dakota. Pipestone pilgrimage. Used this prairie for thousands of years, carrying out their spiritual traditions. Of course, you can pause it if you need more time to look at that. Connection to the Earth Mother. Now you can access the trail from either side of this building. That's what I understand. They have restrooms on the outside of the building and inside. Visitor center open this time of year from 8:30 to 4:30 every day of the week. We're gonna hike the trail. I just need to figure out how to get back here to it. All right, it is back there. It's a beautiful day today. The temperature's just cooled down a little bit, as it was supposed to be 86, 87 today with rather high humidity. We got a couple of showers on the last little bit driving in. So it has cooled down to the low 80s, and it's very nice and pleasant out now. So the only true trail of this Pipestone National Monument, we are on that now. It says a 20 to 40 minute walk. Just, I mean, the visitor center is directly right there. So, very easy to get to. Main parking lot, visitor center. Little illustrative signs all around talking about prickly pears and all of the fauna and foliage of the area. Ragweed. First visit here, friends. And later today when we get to Sioux Falls, it is not going to be my first time making it there, but looking at what there was in Sioux Falls, I saw this amazing waterfall at Falls Park, so we've got to get over there. Common motherwort. So we've got to get to Sioux Falls and show you that. And there's a deer right through there, a couple of them grazing. They're alerted that I'm here now. Running off. It's a beautiful location. Very serene back here, right behind the visitor center. I do recommend stopping into the visitor center and stopping through the museum. There was a display going on of the process for actually making the stone and condensing the stone down for the process. It was very informative, and every step of the process there were multiple people in there, kind of to give you a more illustrative view. Oh, a really cool bridge here. Well, the water flows, friends. Like I said, right behind the visitor center. Now, friends, here's the Spotted Quarry. There's a service road over here, but otherwise, the Spotted Pipestone Quarry. Still quarry pipestone here, as they have for generations. Remove the raw stone basic to their culture. The quartzite rubble piled behind this quarry reflects the centuries of their hand-tooled labor. Wow. And there is a little bit of a pit down there. Pretty area. And continuing on down the paved trail here, Western Snowberry. I like that they have illustrations of all the major groups of fauna in this area. That cool stop here though, looking back at the prairies. Looks like it could actually storm. Water pressure definitely starting to build as we come around the corner here. Pipestone Creek. This is Lake Hiawatha. Wow. You can just look off at the beauty of the area, friends. Can't even make this up, friends. What a beautiful day it's turning out to be here at the beginning of August. And you can see the rocks over there in the distance, the many different colors. And then Lake Hiawatha right behind us. What a beautiful spot. And a chipmunk running across the trail in front of us. Quite honestly, you would never really expect this to be here unless you did a little research or you had been here before. I mean, what a serene location. Right next to the town of Pipestone. No entrance fee at this NPS site either. So this is an NPS site. National Park Service. Goldenrod. But there is no entry fee here. And pets are allowed. I've seen multiple locations on this trail where they've had stations for getting rid of your pet waste. So furry ones are okay here, which actually has me pleasantly surprised because most NPS sites don't actually allow pets. So continuing our beautiful walk here. And you know, it's partially shaded, so there's spots where it's cooler. The air is blowing. The wind's got a nice breeze today, so very pleasant out here now, even in the low 80s. Humidity's dropping. I'll be curious to see what these are up here at this illustrative sign. Those are pretty. Glad we picked to come out here. Smooth sumac. So probably don't want to be running in that, I suppose. But wow. What a location. I hear the falls through the trees. I can't wait to show you. And here we go, friends, walking around another corner. Turtles nesting area, please stay on path. That would be something to see. More water. Stream picking up once again. Wow. I'm actually amazed by this location, friends. It's hard not to film every moment of this place. The walkway back that we just came around on. And there, my friends, is your first look at the falls. The beautiful rocks. Pipestone rock. Starry Companion. Old Stone Face. Wow. Sure is pretty. Ripple marks. Looking back down. The Nicollet Expedition. Rested here 3 days. Nicollet marker. Leaping Rock. Wow. What a view, friends. Looks like coming around, we're gonna walk above where the waterfall is. Daisy Fleabane. Very interesting rock structures here. Rock formations. Wow. Reminders to stay on the trail, of course. And that is the trail. Heading down that way. Continuing down. There it is, the falls. Oh. We just walked down from there. And again, the rock formations around here. Fabulous. Let's walk around and look at the falls. Stairs to Nicollet Marker Circle Trail. Winnewissa Falls. There it is, friends. Back downstream. We walked up that way. Walked up from there to here. Just decided to go up on the upper loop first by that marker. And then now we made it. Stunning. All the rocks. Definitely cooler by the falls. Continuing on, they have a notice about harmful bacteria and they don't recommend swimming. A little bench here for you to sit at if you need it. But otherwise it looks like it continues along the rock face. What a pretty little walk this turned out to be. Kind of, I don't know. I was going to say a comparison, but I think this is very much its own world here. Every corner, quartzite cliffs. Hard not to film for you guys as we walk around. I imagine we start to come to the end of this trail soon. Fragile fern right there. But who knows? Might be another surprise in store for us. European buckthorn. I love that they have all of these interpretive signs here to tell you about the plants of the area. Catnip. Wow. Stunning. And the blue skies in the background, just amplifying it for us all. Looking off a little higher into the rock, the quartzite rock. Looks back out towards that Hiawatha Lake over there. Beautiful views, no matter which way you go. The Oracle. Let's go up and see. So according to this little illustration here, the Oracle, that would be right there. We walked up some more steps and there is more of a sprawling view of the locale. Back around and you can see just how close this is to civilization, as, and there's a house right there. So, what a beautiful area. I'm gonna start wrapping up, friends. I want to get to Sioux Falls for you guys, so we'll head down. Even the steps here made just to fit right in with the environment. It's not a place at all in this location that is not absolutely beautiful. Friends, I want to take a moment to say, you know, especially here, if you guys are looking for a more photogenic side of our adventures, check out our Instagram. We'll have it linked in the video below. Especially a location like this where there are just so many opportunities to take pictures and to just get a different experience of what this place is like, truly. Sometimes the camera captures a perspective that the video may not, and vice versa. So, you just never know. Again, another view of the fields and the meadows along the way as we get close to the Dakota prairies. Nature's forces. Oh. I would love to stay here a lot longer than I have today, just because there's a beautiful falls park that I want to share with you in Sioux Falls. And that's about almost close to another hour away, so. Probably stop to get a bite in Sioux Falls also. And then continue on my way. Depending how late it is, I might stop at a state park here down in Laverne, which is a little further south. But again, dependent on time situation. Thank you for joining us today, friends. We really appreciate it. And again, we want to say thank you for 700 subscribers. This is just the beginning for us. And we appreciate you joining us on all of our adventures. It's a little water dripping there. Be curious to know if that is a result of the quick rain shower we had. Virginia creeper right in front of us here. Another immense rock feature. Definitely feels more humid this way. But looking back, what we just walked next to, stunning. Wow. And even over to this section, that bend we just walked around. Not quite Utah vibes, but some beautiful rock for sure. Back through the field now, the prairie, and heading back towards the visitor center so that we can head towards Sioux Falls. Crown Vetch. As we get a final look at the rock face. I want to see where this trail pops out at because it's at either side of the building. Lead plant. It actually took longer than I thought it would. So I'm very pleasantly surprised by this atmosphere today. Hope you guys enjoy it here. And make a visit out here on your own someday. Silverleaf scarf pea. There's a bunch of that. Almost back to the visitor center. I think the trail said 0.7 miles. But a very beautiful location. The MPS has done a fantastic job here. This was about a 4-hour drive from home. From western Wisconsin. American Plum. And I've got about another hour to Sioux Falls. Contemplating if I'm going to stay the night or head home. We will see. Beautiful valley. And again, the rocks back there. Reading a little bit of the illustrative sign I just passed, said there was once 70 million acres of native prairie and grassland, and now there's less than 1 million in Minnesota. It's kind of scary, my friends. A lot of that has been invaded by non-native plant species and just gone due to urbanization and melon milkweed. There's a little offshoot here that I'll check out real quick just to make sure we don't miss anything. But the car right there. It's a good little walk. Okay, so that leads to the campsite. I'm not going to go that way today. We'll head back to the car, and my friends, I will see you very soon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Okay friends, back in Sioux Falls, as promised, here at Falls Park. We're right next to the Falls Overlook Cafe. Gonna explore a little bit before it's dinner time. So let's see what we have here today. I think one of two stops I'm gonna make here in South Dakota on my adventures today. Let's take a look. Falls Park, friends, in South Dakota. A little higher perspective. Mini falls here. Little tower here. We even have some love locks. Larger park than I expected. Let's see what this is up here real quick. Philander Prescott. Interesting. Some old ruins. Queen Bee Turbine House. You can see Sioux Falls in the background. Certainly can't make that up, friends. Come back and see what these ruins are to our left here in just a minute. What a view looking out. Lots of people to be expected in a location like this. Almost looks like the hotel I stayed at in Denver a couple of years ago. Some obvious construction they're doing in this area also. Gonna walk up here and see what the view looks like. Was free to park here. I parked at the Falls Overlook Cafe. Slippery rocks. Another view back across the park. And down into downtown. Obviously doing some rehab work here. But a relatively nice area. Remnants of change. The mill race and dam. Definitely different. But it's almost like an overlook up here of the entirety of the area. Foundation of the city. Beginning of great change. And more of an overlook into the entirety of the area. Tons of falls. Looks like there's a wedding going on back there in the background. Beautiful sights in downtown Sioux Falls. Over there is the old bee mill remnants, harnessing the river, namesake of the city. That view does not get old, friends. Kind of windy up here. There's a nice breeze. Walk along down there and see what other views of the falls we can find. Nice views of the city in the background though. It's a nice walk. Not a bad view in this place from what I've seen. Like I said, those are the old mill ruins right there. You can't go wrong with a place like this. Now I just need to figure out what's worth eating here in Sioux Falls. Old train bridge goes across there. Like I said, they are doing some pavement restoration over there, or some kind of expansion possibly. I'm not sure. Maybe to the park grounds itself. Island Seas is what that sign right there says. It does feel like little islands out there, my friends, doesn't it? A lot of people on that other side across. Have to find out how to walk that way. There's another bridge which you can go across. Can't go wrong with that view. Seeing more of the falls this way. Hive of the Queen City, and for good reason. So this would have been the old mill. They had a warehouse over here, a copper shop, a barrel warehouse. Interesting little piece of this park, and like I said, you can walk squarely around to the other side and just view the ruins. So that's a good little piece of this location also, with the city in the background. Walking across that bridge, and look right out to the falls once again. Lots of people out on the rocks. I think the city in the background is totally enclosed environment. Haven't seen this fall yet. Plenty of spots to view the falls from here, many overlooks. Great Falls Park. A lot of people up there on the tower. I'm guessing that's one you have to purchase. I don't know that you need to purchase it to get the full effect of this park. I mean, we've been right up there with the falls. But the way that this park sits right in front of the city to me is just marvelous, truly. Let's go down this way, get away from the falls, and see what else this park has hiding in it, because I'm just curious. A bison statue. Couldn't be in South Dakota without that. People climbing on the rocks, of course. I mean, you're going to get that everywhere. Again, that Falls Overlook Cafe. It's like a spectacular little place to eat. It goes down further that way. We'll stop over here first and then we'll head down there. We'll look at the view under the bridge. No river access beyond jumping off of here. Yeah, I can imagine. Spectacular at every location. No wonder why there are naturally so many people here. A little closer to that bottom fall. Further walking down, got some rock features, formations in the actual water that now much less rapidly flowing, but still some smaller rapids. People fishing, enjoying the more tame side of this park with less people. Artisans at the Falls, in the name of progress. Backside of that tower there. Really enjoying this place. Beautiful location, and it looks like it goes all the way down here. There's somebody with an RV parked down there. Continues to go down further. There are some sculptures along the way, but you can walk all the way down around this park. Some geese over there enjoying their time. It's this whole area called the Falls, which they have really built up into this nice location. Memory of our 2 eagles. The other bridge with the dam under it. Noticing a lot of people just stay around the waterfalls for good reason. But it's beautiful down here too. I don't think there's a bad view, again, I don't think there's a bad view in this park. Frederick Manfred's Siouxland. Siouxland. Interesting. Looking back at the park, again, never forgetting to look back, friends. That tower is kind of aesthetically pleasing too, in the setting of it down on that hill. Under this bridge, now back close to the Big Sioux River. Still flowing swiftly. What a location. I'm very happy with this today. Let me get a more of a manufacturer-based side of Sioux City over here on the other side of this bridge. Probably a side of this that doesn't get recognized as much. Stunning. I think I'll start to head back then. See if I can't get a couple more shots of the river. And then we'll call it. I'm gonna go get a bite to eat. And then see maybe about Palisades State Park possibly on the way back onto the Minnesota side. Wish I was off work tomorrow. I would turn this into a 2-day adventure. But I still may stay the night here. Who knows? Not me traversing the rocks to get out here where there's a better view of the park. From the actual ledge, we were just right down there walking along the more contained area of the park. But there's the view. To the tower. All right, friends, back close to the car. I appreciate you watching so much today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just want to say a big thank you to all of you. We appreciate all of you following, subscribing to the YouTube, liking, commenting on our videos. And we appreciate all of you following us on other social media. I think we're going to start posting over on the TikTok too and see how that goes. But nonetheless, thank you for following along on this amazing adventure today. A solo adventure before the baby comes. For Ash, for Winnie, for the kiddos, it's Brandon. I hope you have a wonderful adventure-filled rest of your week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.